Male Dorm enthusiasts, your wish has been granted. Asurada's Dorm is here in patch 4.7. Now up to 8 players can dive in to face Asurada together. Don't get too cozy, it's actually a time-limited raid and one of the toughest yet. Not because the mechanics are hard, but simply because for some inexplicable reason, MMO players just enjoy hanging out in fires, and in this raid there's a lot of fire.
Get out of the fire, you're still in the fire. Why are you in the fire? Get out of the fire, get out of the fire, you died.
It was perfect, but no, you just had to blow it up. You and your pride and your ego. You just had to be the man. If you'd done your job, known your place, we'd all be fine right now.
So to make your life easier, please share this video to all your teammates before the raid so they know what they're doing. Here's a quick TLDR version first. Basically, all you need to know is to avoid fires, kill clones, spam heals. If you have dual blades on your head, burn yourself to 10 stacks near the boss to blow him up, and that's it. If you want to learn more, continue watching. Starting with the basics. Before you start the raid, make sure your own skill visibility is set to 100%, otherwise you won't be able to see the mechanics on top of your head. If there is fire on the ground, do not stand inside it, unless you're marked with a specific mechanic that I'll talk about later. If you are standing inside fire, you will accumulate stacks of burn and will lose 15% of your max HP per second. Yes, this is not considered damage, so shields or damage mitigation does not work here. You are guaranteed to burn 15% of your max HP every second. The only remedy is to outheal the burn. And no, you cannot fly over the fire either. The entire vertical space above the fire will burn you, so you don't even try. Also, when you reach 10 stacks of burn, your characters will explode, generating a fire ring that expands outwards. Other players hit by this fire ring will also start losing 15% max HP per second and be slowed by 30% for 20 seconds, which stacks with the burn for 30% of your HP per second, which means you die in 4 seconds if not healed up continuously. Now, let's talk about his mechanics. Mechanic number 1, Asurada will periodically target 2 players indicated by this single vertical sword icon above their heads. After a few seconds, the sword will fall down and generate a fire circle where they land. So players that are targeted just need to simply move away from the team and drop the sword somewhere safe away from the action. Mechanic number 2, Asurada will periodically drop a sword randomly on the map that generates a larger and expanding fire circle. So whoever has aggro just needs to drag Asurada away from the circle and everyone else just needs to avoid it. Mechanic number 3. Asurada will summon clones starting at around 8 minutes 40 seconds on the clock and every time we get to 40 seconds on the clock after that. So 7 minutes 40, 6 minutes 40, 5 minutes 40 and it goes on. 2 players will be marked with a fireball on their head. These players are the only ones that are able to damage the clones, so use large AoE damage skills to kill the clones ASAP. Things like Fiona Cyclones or Mimi skills are perfect here. The tank needs to pay attention to the timer and get the boss ready and away from the fires before the clones spawn, and all players should gather near the boss in preparation for the clones every time the timer nears 40 seconds. In practice, other players that aren't marked are also able to gather or damage the clones, so everyone just spam your AoEs and hope all the clones die. When you manage to kill all the clones, Asurada will lose 5% of his max HP and 10% of his damage reduction. If they don't die, they will each heal Asurada for 2.5% of his HP. Mechanic number 4. Asurada will go invincible, indicated by the shield icon next to his name. One player will get this double sword icon on their head. This player must now go into the fire and get to 10 stacks to cause an explosion. But make sure the explosion can also hit Asurada. This will break his invincibility and deal 10% of his max HP as damage. During this mechanic, the tank should draw Asurada as close to the big flame circle as possible without getting burned, while healers should get close enough and spam heals to save the one burning player doing the mechanic. Everyone on the team should also pay attention to the expanding fire explosion triggered by the burning player and jump over it at the right time to not cause further spread of the fire. If the player that was marked fails to burn himself in time to 10 stacks, he will instead explode and one-shot teammates within a large radius. So please pay attention to this mechanic. And that's it to the mechanics. For team comps, it is recommended to have one tank to aggro Asurada, 1 or 2 DPS to deal damage to the boss and kill clones, and the rest healers, with at least one player with 3-star Fiona for executes and an Icarus benediction to chunk the boss initially. Healers are the most important role in this raid. Always pay attention to your teammate's HP bar and ignore the yellow shield bar. The fires in this raid burn through shields, so always stay vigilant and spam your heals. That's it for this raid. Drop a like if it helped you clear, and share the video with others on your team to help them too. Leave a comment and let me know if you've discovered any other methods to speedrun the boss, and good luck on the raid.